Just a huge show of support from family members of convicted killers Lyle and Erik Menendez. The family says it is time for the brothers to be set free after 35 years in prison. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez, she's in downtown LA, where family members are meeting with LA County DA George Gascón, who is taking a brand new look at this case. Christina?
You know, and there was never a question, and I was here for both trials, that the brothers shot their parents numerous times, even reloading their shotguns. The issue was always motive. The sexual and emotional abuse that was allowed in on the first trial that ended up in a deadlocked jury, but not allowed in the second trial where they got life in prison. 35 years later, here we are.
Here we are. Both sides of the family united, sharing a new bond of hope.
Together, I believe we can finally bring justice for my cousins, Lyle and Erik.
At least 20 family members asking for the release of Lyle and Erik Menendez, the brothers serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole for the 1989 murders of their parents, Kitty and José Menendez, in Beverly Hills. Both claimed they were subjected to extensive emotional and sexual abuse by their father.
I cannot help but think of how things would be different if the world had known the truth back then, or if they had been the Menendez sisters.
In their case, if it were tried today, the evidence of their father's abuse would not only be admitted in court, it would provide essential context for why they acted as they did. No jury today would issue such a harsh sentence.
Not so, says another Kitty Menendez sibling, Milton Anderson, speaking to us through his attorney.
Mr. Anderson believes that the motive for the murder was, in fact, greed, and that Erik and Lyle had just learned that their dad was going to take them out of the will. And so it was at that time that they went and purchased shotguns in someone else's name, and that they murdered their parents for money.
Testimony showed that after the murders, there was no obvious grieving from the brothers, who instead spent $750,000 of their father's fortune in trips, expensive cars, clothes, and more. But now, District Attorney George Gascón says he is revisiting the sentencing, citing evidence presented by the family's attorneys.
That was a letter written by Erik fully 8 months before the killings to his cousin Andy. The letter describes the abuse.
More recently, a member of the band Menudo also accused José Menendez of sexually abusing him. So today, flocked by media, the family set out to meet with DA Gascón, who critics say
the only reason that he is, quote unquote, taking a second look at the Menendez case at this point in time is because he's hoping that it will garner him votes.
I know this is an election season, but for us, this is not a political issue. This is about truth, justice, and healing.
Now, a court hearing is set to revisit the case in November, but Gascón could ask a judge for a resentencing, even freeing them before the election. So we'll have to see what happens. And live in downtown Los Angeles, I'm Christina Gonzalez. Back to you ladies in the studio.
Christina, there's a lot of attention on this issue with Netflix. There's the documentary. There's the other program, Monsters. Did the family address any of the issues of this being at the forefront of so many people's minds right now?
No, I mean, they did say that they were very grateful for the support that they have gotten. They did not want to address any of the allegations or anything in those documentaries, and there have been many. They didn't even want to address, and I tried to ask them about what the brother was saying. At this point, they just would like to see them released, and that is what they're working for. They were still with Gascón as of an hour ago talking, so he's taking this seriously. We'll have to see.